These people got all bunched up like a Trojan horse. They were all in the same area. They all got caught in that area. They weren't strategic about it. They were arrogant. They were like all those Russian tanks lined up on the street, easy pickings. I just had to share this. This is Commander X, who's already been promoted by the ecosystem. One can see reflecting off of his glasses the white tablet teleprompter exposed off of fault lines with Jamal Thomas, and then that ever-changing rotation of typical white co-hosts, their words, their script. Jamal said that, and then he grimaced. He didn't like the scripted line he had to say. Jamal Thomas, computer engineer who's somehow an expert on social issues. But no, Daily Mail, about a week ago, they revealed, they claimed, they said, they proved, they showed a picture, I think it was Washington Post. You could see that the white tablet teleprompter can also, the icon, the image of it can be seen on the computer monitors. So these fake actors can either read off of the hidden teleprompters mounted to the table on fault lines or look at their computer monitor. It's all deception, it's all tricks. So obviously Commander X has been added to the COINTELPRO rotation. We already knew this, so they must have had him fake arrested, because you have to arrest him after all these years. Now he's going to be part of the rotation. I see no sign of Jeremy Hammond. He's smart enough, I imagine, to avoid these idiots who ruined his life. Jeremy Hammond and myself have one thing in common. We were both suckered into a fake. Sorry, I was interrupted by a dog, a neighbor's dog barking. Hopefully that stopped so I can get back to this, belt this out while it's fresh in my mind. Okay, I'm back after a break. The dog is gone, or it's in the house, or... So what was I trying to say here? Basically, I downloaded Commander X. I'll add that right here. One can see the white tablet teleprompter. Finally hit into my noggin exactly what was going on at fault lines. Jamal reads off of the hidden teleprompter directly behind the co-host monitor, and the co-host looks at the one that's got exposed through the front camera view. That's what goes on, and one can also see in Jamal's computer monitor the same icon, the image of a white tablet teleprompter, but on the monitor. And then in the photograph from the articles, I think Washington Post and then Daily Mail using the same photograph, one can see it, and there's a big office, and I think now it seems that is a Washington bureau, so it's broadcast out of Florida for the main broadcast power, juice. I'm not sure. I'm no technician. I'm guessing. I try to glean info and then share it. So there seems to be some Washington bureau that's packed with writers, technicians. I don't know why they go over the top with all that stuff, and then they tie each other's hips together across the internet. They would have guests on who were part and parcel of that ecosystem under Jimmy Dore. Those people would be guests on Russia Today, RT, and Sputnik. So this is obvious to anyone who's looked into this, or it should be obvious. I found a third TV station in which Fronczak disappeared from with no explanation. It's in Michigan. So she apparently got dismissed from 3 separate jobs. When I tried to search for info, the search engine gave the option of, right after Farron Fronczak, and then right after it suggested DUI. Then I looked for DUI, I don't see anything. My guess, and this was my original guess when I first noticed, she'd been canned from a job, and they wouldn't explain what happened. And then just looking at her body, like her change, like she was in shape just a few years ago, and now all of a sudden she's a complete mess. She let her body go. Her face is tweaking out. I imagine she did something. She was arrested. These people are all down and out across the board on all these different shows. Kim Iverson, Convo Couch, name the show, and these people do not look or act normal. They do not look or act respectable. I hope I made it clear earlier before the dog threw me off. Some neighbor's dog barking threw me off. myself and Hammond, we had a little bit in common, in which we walked into the situation thinking it was real, taking it at face value. So back in the day, I was like, I'm going to jump into social media for it, into the social media for it. I just walked into it. None of this is real. If you give your opinions, if you participate, you're just interacting with rigged, scripted COINTELPRO. I've been saying this pretty much since 2007, 2008. It's 14, 15 years that I noticed the internet was scripted. By pinpointing the teleprompters, I have proven it. By focusing in on their eyes, by zooming in, I saw that they are reading. The last thing I wanted to mention was the Will Smith punching Chris Rock. I don't really care. It's just going to be another reboot attempt of the medium. They're trying to draw people back into this programming, this brainwashing. It'll be the demented left-wing Hollywood wokeness versus the right-wingers. When all that's just made-up fiction, it doesn't really exist. It's not a reality. It's a fabrication. It's just thought. It's just more and more synthetic mixing and matching of words. Will Smith should be charged with assault. I don't think he should serve time for that sort of thing. He just slapped a guy. But we don't really have the right to slap people, even if they offend us. That goes against free speech. It's not free speech if we're going to be it. It's not free speech if someone's going to get hounded by COINTELPRO, which happened to myself back in the day when I exposed Brett Kimberlin. Not only Brett Kimberlin, I exposed a whole very similar racket to the Russia Today Sputnik Radio, Convo Couch, Jimmy Dore, Cenk Uygur, Sam Cedar. There are so many people involved in this nonsense that's what is so unsettling about it. No one wants a demented experience for consciousness, yet that's basically where we are. Chris Rock shouldn't have made fun of the wife. She can't help losing her hair. You don't make fun of someone's appearance. You don't. I mean, maybe you can if it's got nothing to do with health. You're making fun of their choice of the clothing they selected, something like that. The fashion fails, that sort of angle. But you don't make fun of someone like, haha, look at the cancer patient who's bald. Now she has some other condition that leads to her losing her hair. You don't make fun of people for that. It's not nice. It's not humane. So Chris Rock had a big fat mouth and he got slapped for it. He shouldn't have gotten slapped. I don't watch those shows. I quit TV a while back, years back. I don't miss it. Now I'm in the process of quitting every other form of conditioning. I'm trying to quit this propensity to download this crap and to share it. But I noticed this days ago with Commander X, he's got the white tablet teleprompter reflecting off of his glasses. That means he is scripted and rigged. It makes no sense, but there you have it. And I'm the only one who's pointed this out. Now the thing with myself is, when I first started pointing out that these are scripted with teleprompters, people mocked me. They said, what are you talking about? Do you have any proof for that? And then as soon as I come up with the proof, as soon as I nail it, as soon as I go, okay, I'll make this even more clear, even after I do that, it's crickets. The sounds of crickets chirping, to use the classic metaphor. So those are the 3 stories that I think should be enough to put this together, cobble it together, and then hit upload. Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Both sides suck. There's no hero. There's no right or wrong. They're both wrong. Will Smith and Chris Rock. And I don't care. I don't watch these movies. I used to get into the old movies. That's a different topic. I'm over the medium. I see it as pure conditioning, so I don't care. But I did notice it because I wake up and I tend to take a run through headlines for the laugh of it, to wake up. While I'm waking up, I like to look at some of these headlines just for posterity. Not posterity. I don't know. I don't know why I do it. It's a routine. It's a routine that goes with orange juice and coffee. I wanted to point out Commander X with the white tablet teleprompter bouncing off of his glasses. I've seen this elsewhere, and I figured it out. Through the Fault Line show, I was able to put an exclamation point on my cyber sleuthing. That Commander X is scripted implies that he will not be in prison all that long, and then he'll become a guest. He'll show up on those shows. I see nothing of Jeremy Hammond. Maybe he's still in a halfway house and he's got, I don't know, maybe he's not allowed on the internet for more time. But I think he's smart enough. He's going to be smart enough to know to avoid these people. Maybe he'll just go on and lead a normal, good life the rest of the way. He's a great guy. I remember Jeremy Hammond. The guy, I don't remember anything violent about him. He was a computer hacker. He cared. His heart was in the right place. He got entrapped. He got suckered into it by the FBI. I think it was the Stratford leaks. So basically, the FBI threw Stratford under the bus. What did they get out of it? What did they get out of all that crap? They got nothing. They got nothing out of going after Snowden. They got nothing for going after Assange. The whole system had collapsed. The whole system has collapsed. People would have to be complete morons to not see how rigged and scripted our lives have been. And then the last thing I wanted to bring up was Fronczak. I noticed a third TV station that mysteriously let her go. They remove her name, her resume, they remove everything from the websites, that sort of thing. That happened to her 3 different places. No one's explaining anything about it. Then she ends up overweight, her face tweaking out from drug use or alcohol use, her face, she's just a mess. They're all a mess. How can they all be a mess? Why can't a few of them not have the appearance of drug use? So it seems that people are coerced into taking those jobs. They're informants. Classic informant is someone in trouble with the law and they get coerced. They have to trade to stay out of prison, to get out of the rap, to get out of doing the time for the crime or for being railroaded, who knows. One has to look at things case by case with due process. They get coerced. I guess the COINTELPRO program likes to have drug addicts as their honeypots. Maybe they think they're easier to control. So that's it. That's 3 stories. Not really trying to be funny today or anything like that. Now I'm off to edit this, cobble together video, and then hit upload. Thanks for your time and consideration. This has been a brief update by the Tokyo Shemp News Desk.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.